I'm replacing all the engine mounts and the lower control arms on a 2004 Lexus RX330. The lower left and right motor mounts have to come out to replace the control arms, so this is a good time to do both. The top engine control rod mount is different depending on the month and year of manufacture, so double check the parts catalog before you get this one. First step is getting this cover out of the way, which is secured with 4 clips. Next, remove the engine control rod or dogbone mount, held in by two 14mm bolts. Put the car on jack stands, remove both front tires and the front splash guard. Next, remove these 2 plugs on each side of the subframe. Next, for the side and front mounts, there's 3 nuts that hold each in. We're going to loosen those all the way to the end of their studs. Next, on the passenger side, get this shield out of the way that's held in with 2 10mm bolts and a clip if it isn't missing. Then loosen this 19mm nut to the top of the stud. Then we need to remove this bolt holding the rear insulator in. I was able to get that bolt out using a 1/2-inch wobble extension with a 17mm socket. Next, remove the 2 17mm nuts and bolt holding the lower ball joint into the lower control arm. Remove this nut all the way from the top of the mount, and then jack your motor up from the oil pan using a block of wood and a jack. Fully remove the 3 17mm nuts from the bottom of the passenger side motor mount. I like to put a backup under the jack, so if the jack fails, the motor doesn't come crashing down while the motor mount's removed. Next, remove the 10mm bolt that holds this power steering line bracket in place. That gives us enough room to remove the passenger side motor mount. Remove the 2 22mm and 1 19mm bolt and nut holding the lower control arm to the subframe. While doing the rear 22mm bolt, I kind of had to pry the sway bar back a little bit to fully remove the bolt. Next, I jacked up the brake rotor so I have enough room to pull the lower control arm out. The lower control arm is fully removed from the car. Make sure to keep track of this stopper piece if you don't have a new one, because you're going to reuse it with the new control arm. By jacking up the brake rotor while the lower control arm is removed, we make sure we don't have the full weight of the suspension on the top strut mount, which could damage it. I got the new control arm in and the 3 bolts installed and torqued. Make sure you torque them front to back so it goes 1, 2, 3. The torque for the front 2 is 148 foot-pounds. The torque for the back one is 152 foot-pounds. Make sure you tighten from the bolt side because it has a washer and not from the top nut. Don't forget to install the stopper piece in the middle bolt. It's super hard to line up the ball joint studs to the lower control arm. I'm going to end up disconnecting the steering knuckle from the strut to make it easier. I got the lower ball joint installed to the lower control arm. The torque spec for the 2 nuts and 1 bolt is 94 foot-pounds. To get the knuckle and lower ball joint studs into the control arm, I ended up undoing the knuckle from the strut so I could swing it this way. I then used a pry bar to push down on the lower control arm. The bushings are brand new, so they're super stiff. That allowed me to just get those 2 studs into the lower control arm. I'll post torque specs for almost every part of the suspension and the strut and knuckle, so you have them depending on what you have to take off. For the rear insulator, I don't see a point in replacing all the metal parts because that's just extra work. So I'm just going to replace the rubber insert. With the motor lifted up, I got the rubber insert installed. There's an arrow and that goes up. The triangle part goes towards the outside of the car with this extension facing outward, and the circle part goes on the inside. I got the new passenger side mount installed. Remember to not torque the bottom 3 nuts yet. and I started to lower the motor onto the stud. The rear insulator is in and torqued. I couldn't find a torque spec, so I put it to 55 foot-pounds, which are what the 2 bolts up there are torqued to. I'm gonna wait to torque the top nut until I get the left-hand side and front motor mounts installed. Don't forget to reinstall the 10mm bolt holding the power steering line bracket to the subframe. For the front and driver's side mount, I started by removing the 17mm nut on the front mount. I got the driver's side lower control arm and new motor mount in. The engine is still lifted up because I'm going to do the front next. This process was pretty much the same as the passenger side. I'll post all the torque specs again. I did end up undoing the knuckle from the strut so I could align the lower ball joint with the lower control arm. This side went a little smoother. For the front mount, I completely removed the 3 nuts on the bottom of the mount. Here's how I'm getting the front mount out. I first took off the connector that plugs into the vacuum switching valve. Then there's a wire harness holder that goes into the mount. I undid that. Then I loosened all the vacuum lines that were connected to a bracket on the mount. Then I undid this transmission cooler line bracket. And then I completely removed the vacuum switching valve from the mount. There's a 10mm bolt right here. And now I was able to wiggle it out sideways this way. Next, I pulled up the vacuum switching valve and hoses and undid these 2 clamps that go around the coolant hose. The front mount comes with new hoses, valve, and clamps. Here's the new mount with all the new stuff. I'm going to take those off to install the mount and then install the hoses, valve, and clamps once the mount's in the car. Got all that off. It's just one 10mm bolt. I started feeding the new mount in. Now I'm gonna have to rotate it and get the 3 studs in place. I got the front mount in place and started threading the 3 nuts. This is a puzzle, but it is possible to get it in and out. I started threading the new hose down. They give you another clip attached to the hose already, so I popped the old one off with this little pry tool, and that will prevent the hose from falling all the way down. I got the hoses routed, and I lowered the motor down and started to install the top nuts on the front and driver's side motor mount. Next, I'm going to torque the 3 nuts on the bottom for the driver and passenger side motor mounts. The torque spec is 64 foot-pounds. The top nut on the mount is 70 foot-pounds. For the front mount, the top nut is 64 foot-pounds. I could not find a torque spec in the manual for the bottom 3 nuts, so I torqued them to 43 foot-pounds. Don't forget to reinstall the rubber plugs into the subframe. Next, install the top dog bone or control rod mount. This bolt is 47 foot-pounds. I could not find the torque spec for the bolt that goes through it, so I put that to 47 foot-pounds as well. Reinstall the transmission cooler line bracket with the 10mm bolts. Reinstall the front splash guard. Reinstall the passenger side splash guard with the 2 10mm bolts. And then install the front wheels and torque the lug nuts to 76 foot-pounds. Then reinstall the cover with the 4 clips.